Okay, that's 8:05. I think most of you are in today, so let's get started. If you didn't watch the preview video before, that's what I shared with you. And as you can tell, ing is going to be our main topic. Of the three topics that we are working with, remember we are looking at the present simple, the present continuous, and then we'll be combining them in the last unit. Now, in today's class, we're going to focus on the present continuous, and I want you to be able to use them as with this unit, we're completing everything in our portals, and then we're going to be practicing with an exam, Unit 1 and Unit 2, and those will be on your portal. Now, as you dived in, as some of you already have, you would have noticed that as with Unit 1, your blocks have their activities and self-assessment. All right, so make sure that you're able to go through the content clearly, complete the activities, saving your evidence, and completing your self-assessment and saving the evidence as well. As we did last class, and as I think it's a good practice for us, I want us to start off by, without even diving too deep, just practicing these concepts that we're going to be reviewing today. Now, as you can tell, we are using ing, and we can use it in the affirmative form, in the negative form, and in the question form. So I'm going to switch over to my whiteboard, and as we did last class, let's get some volunteers. This time I'm going to add a little bit of an extra scaffolding just to make sure that it's easier for you to manage. So let me put up a whiteboard, and I'm going to do something different. Now, for those who want to participate, just as we did last class, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll use the same whiteboard from last class. I'll just change off some of the things. All right. Now, in last class, we had been looking at the present simple. So I had 3 present simple sentences. Now, I'm going to be changing up some of these things just a little bit, just so that we can notice the difference. All right. So in the meantime, if you want to participate, just use the React tool and raise your hand. And then I'll take some of you in the practice. Now, with the present simple, we were focusing on only using our verb. Now, with the present continuous, we are using our auxiliary to be plus ing. I'm going to add some extra words that we've been practicing from before. So we're also adding context to our sentence. Now, I told you before that I wake up at 4 a.m. Then I got sick. So nowadays I am waking up later than usual. All right, I'm going to take out the specific time, but I want to show you the structure. All right, now I'm going to decrease the font size so we can have some more sentences on our screen, but let me just drop the font size a little bit, and let me let some people in the room as well. All right, so let's and thank you for those who have been joining and adding their full names and groups to the chat. Good job. All right. So that's sentence number one. Nowadays, I am waking up later than usual. Now, of course, we also saw that we can have negative in this form. Now, since I'm recovering, I'm not exercising in the morning. I used to do it, that was my habit, but something that's very specific to my present and is happening to me is different. Now we also notice that we can also make questions using this verb tense. Right? Now most of you will probably deflect from yourself and use are because you're going to talk about someone else. I'm going to use am just because it's not so common for you, so I'm going to give you an example. Right? And of course we change our punctuation marks. Now, so these are three quick examples of how we could use this new structure. Now, as I mentioned, I want you guys to practice as well. So let me jump over and let's take a peek. Who wants to try? As you remember, go ahead and raise your hand using the reaction tools. So you go down into the little box and you use the raise hand tool. And let's get some volunteers in. What I want you to practice is one simple sentence. And you don't have to use my structure, of course, but give yourself the opportunity to tell me something. All right? Something you're eating, something you're trying, something you're learning. All right? So let's get some volunteers. As we did last time, the first 7 people that raise their hands will get a chance to speak here in the beginning. Let me just double check who is in the waiting room. Right, and let me also double check my microphone that I am loud and clear. Of course, if you don't volunteer, I'll just choose some of you to speak. I think my microphone is working, but I also think my computer is a little slow because I didn't turn it on. Good. All right, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Good. All right, let me start with the 4 people that we have. All right, let's go with Valeria. Valeria, you can ask a question, you can make a affirmative sentence, or you can make a negative sentence. Give it a try.
I'll make a question.
Okay, ask a question.
And do you eating breakfast nowadays?
All right, so she's using do. Switch do to the verb to be. Are you eating breakfast nowadays? Repeat.
Yes. Are you doing eating breakfast today?
No, not really. When you feel sick, you don't enjoy things as you used to. All right, good one, Valeria. Let's go with Natalie.
Yes, I haven't been sleeping so well anymore because there is time.
There's not enough time. When we are in work mode or in school mode, it's true. We usually are not sleeping like we used to. Good one. Right? Blanca?
Yes, I'm not eating right now.
Exactly. In this very moment, you are not eating. You're practicing English. Good one, Blanca. All right. Carla Yasmin.
Yes. Now I am taking English class at 8 a.m.
Good. Now you're taking English classes at 8 a.m. What do we notice about these sentences? They are very much in the present, but they also have a little bit of what we call continuity. It shows progression over time. So it is about now, and it's usually very specific about how we deliver time. Now, since I only got four, let me keep letting some people into the room, and I'm gonna pick on three other random people since we didn't get seven volunteers. I'm gonna start with Sebastian. And Sebastian, I'm gonna ask you a question. Try to use the same structure in answering the question. Sebastian, are you attending university or are you attending secondary school?
Yeah, right now I'm attending university.
Perfect. All right. Notice the focus on the time and being very present. All right. I'm going to go down and I'm going to ask Paula Ezekiel. Paula, are you using a dietary plan for your meals? Or do you just eat anything random? Tell us, Paula. You didn't hear? Okay. Are you using a dietary plan for your meals? All right, and I'll make it a little bit easier. I'll even write it on the screen. Let me make, you can see it and you can try to make it. Are you using a dietary plan? All right, Paula, how are you managing your food? All right, remember you can always go negative or you can stay in the positive form. Did we lose Paula in the interim? Did she drop out of the room? Let's see. She had a message in the chat. All right, let's see if we can find her here. I think her internet might have kicked her out. All right, let me. Ah, yes, there she is, back in the waiting room. All right, welcome back, Paula. Can you hear us now?
¿Ya me escucha?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Did we lose her again? I think we lost her twice. Okay. Uh, Maybe her internet is giving her a whole lot of trouble. Let me ask someone else. Let me go all the way to the end of the list. Jetzt Sarelli, Miss Mejia Montiel. Are you using a dietary plan?
No, I am not using a dietary plan.
Good. All right. Now, what do we notice, guys? When we're using the present continuous, we are definitely focusing on a few things. And we want to make sure that we understand that structure as we use them in our sentences. All right? Good. Now, let's dive back into our notes and let's get some practice in. All right? So let's start from the beginning. What did we notice about our sentences? When it comes to the present continuous, we have a certain structure, right? Now, if it wasn't implicit before, we are using the verb to be, which means we're going to be using am plus ing, is plus ing, and are plus ing. The verb to be is very, very flexible and is very commonly used in our different sentences. For our affirmative sentences, we'll use our subject, then our verb to be, and then our ing. For our negative sentences, it will be our subject line, our verb to be, and not, then our ing. And then for our questions, we'll use the appropriate form of the verb to be, matching our subject line, then our verb in ing, and whatever complement. Those are the structures that you will see. Now, when it comes to uses, well, there are quite some common uses for the verb in its ing form, its progressive form. So let's practice. Let's go through a few of them and let's practice them together. All right? I'll start off with, let's see. First, let's let Michelle in and let's get Alessandra. Alessandra, you start for us. Number one. When do we use the present continuous?
The present continuous is used to speak about something that is happening at the moment in which we are speaking. Time expressions such as now, right now, or the moment are indicators of the present continuous. I'm studying now. He's eating at the moment. Is it raining?
Good. All right. Alexis, number two.
We can also use the present continuous to talk about something that is happening now, but not necessarily at the moment when we are speaking. In the case, time expressions such as currently, lately, or these days might be used.
Continue. Examples.
They're learning English. She is currently looking for a job. Are you working much lately?
Good. All right. Well, let's continue with Leah Sharon, number three.
The present continuous may also be the use of the present with certain to happen. Examples: I'm going to the party tonight. He's not coming to class tomorrow. Are you working next week?
Good. All right. So we know something is happening, there is motion, there is activity, and We can also use it to talk about things that were decided about in the near future. So we're connecting our bits of motion. All right. So we know 100%, we're certain that something is going to happen in the future that's going to be a progressive action. And we can use the present continuous for this as well. Be super careful though, there are verbs that do not appear in a continuous form. And this is for some very simple reasons. They don't generally have motion or progression. They are what we call stative verbs. All right? Now, when it comes to these verb forms, I'll also share with you a nice little list of the different verbs and why they're generally not switching over to ing form. All right, verbs of sense. All right, so things you feel, you hear, you see, you smell, and taste. These are 100% true. So because of this sense of fact, we generally don't put them in an ing form because it is always true in that sense. All right. Now, if it is by choice, then your actions do necessitate that you are doing something. So, one thing, it's natural, your sense, so involuntary, you open your eyes and you see. Something is loud, so you hear. Doesn't require any choice. But if you're choosing something like the radio, I am listening to the radio, then yes, those senses can be put to work. Your emotions. Your emotions are usually evoked. You get a trigger and then you respond. All right, so generally, you're not using these emotive verbs in ing. When it comes to abstract, this is also true. It's always a sense of being this way or that way, not a lot of movement for these types of verbs. Now, notice a lot about what we're looking at is the main verb. Now, an auxiliary verb, like the verb to be, has many uses. So you could be stative or abstract and then use it in your sentence again. So you can use the verb to be and the ing form of the verb to be if you're expressing something else. All right? Now, if you own something, then it's always going to be yours unless you sell it to someone else and it gets a new owner. So verbs of possession also don't generally have ing. Verbs of communication, this is what you say, what you feel. So generally, they are in a static form. These verbs are what we call the stative verbs. They're generally going to just give you a simple form and not a progressive form. Right? Let's see. Anyone? Dun, dun, dun. Good. All right, and I think everyone is in. Now, when it comes to your verbs, I want to show you also some additional uses of this ing form. All right. So we spoke about some. Let's look at some more. All right. Let's continue with Angel. We use.
First, we use the present continuous for things that are happening at the moment of speaking. This usually lasts for kid a short time and they are not finished when we are talking about them. I am working at the moment. Please call back as we are eating dinner now. Jilly is sleeping.
Good. All right. Let's continue with. Sorry, let me just make sure. Good. Select and Jessica Amy.
Sí, we can also use this tense for other kids of temporary situations, even if the action isn't happening at this moment. John's working in a bar until he finds a job in his field. I, I am reading a really great book. She's staying with her friend for a week.
All right. Now, if you notice, these are not necessarily in the moment actions, but they are true over time in your present. So they attract the ing form as well. All right. Let's continue with Carlos Francisco.
Yes, three. We can use the present continuous for temporary or new habits or normal habits that continue for a long time. We use the present simple. We often use this with expression like these days or at the moment. He's eating a lot these days. She's swimming every morning. She didn't used this to do this. You're smoking too much.
Good. Now, we saw these before, but it does make sense repeating. Another one is obviously for our habits that are not so regular but happen quite often, and we have to add in our frequency adverbs to kind of show that they have continuity. We often use in this way to talk about something that you're not in love with, but it is true and it happens over and over in your present, right? I'm always losing my keys, I'm always getting lost, I'm always forgetting are very common phrases. And as we mentioned, we can use it for the future. If we are sure that this will happen, then it's generally acceptable to make use of the present continuous to talk about future arrangements that everyone has agreed to, or at least you have decided to do. All right? Now, as usual, we're going to jump in and do some exercises. Let me start off with the exercises from this main page. And let's see how many we get through before we wrap up. All right, so let me open up these two and let me go with Yvonne. Yvonne, let's start with you. As usual, you're completing these sentences with the right form of the verb. Remember, affirmative form, look at your verb, look at your subject, and use the appropriate version of the verb to be to match your subject, and then put ing on your verb. For example, I am working now. All right. For negative form, you're going to put the not after your verb to be and before your ing. Yvonne, number one.
Yeah. Eh, la segunda.
No, number one. Yeah.
Oh.
Neil.
Neil is not watching television at the moment.
Good. All right. And of course, you could also use the contractive form. All right. Let's go with Dara Angel.
Yes. Sería que they are going to the cinema.
Easy peasy. They are going to the cinema. Good. All right, let's go with Dianette. Number three, question form.
Do you carry for your mother?
All right. Remember, for ing, present continuous, we don't use the auxiliary helping do. We use to be. So, am,
Are
are.
you
Good. All
are
right.
you carrying your mother?
Are you calling your mother? Good. All right. Let's continue with Elliot Zuriel.
Uh, John is reading the newspaper.
Good. All right. Let's continue with Esmeralda.
Is
Valerie studying English.
Yes, I believe she is. She's there in this class, actually. All right, let's go with Carmen, Jocelyn.
We are not no, we aren't playing video games.
Good. Either of those work. We are not playing or we aren't playing. Excellent job. All right, let's continue with Dante, number 7.
Shante?
Well, I was going for
I'm not drinking
Dante.
water.
All right, I'll come back to you, Shante. After Dante, Luis, number 8. Maybe this is a good time to grab Shante. Go ahead, Shante. You want to try this one?
Yes, que tenía como we know here.
We know her. Why not we are knowing her? Because know is one of those verbs that are stative. It's true all the time. It's one of those verbs that fall into our list of don't change. Our emotions are our facts. Now, of course, we have to be able to control and regulate, but we generally don't make these progressive. All right? So it would be we know her. No ing wouldn't be needed here. All right, let's keep going. Dun dun dun. Let's see. Maybe we are having some internet trouble over here as well with this one. In the meantime, let's continue with Esmeralda Jarrett. All right, we have the words, put them in order. Remember, we're using the continuous form.
Mm, we are
Mhm.
we are looking for a house now,
All
a
right,
new house.
all right. One thing I'd recommend is don't forget the use of our frequency
Mm,
adverbs. All right, we are currently looking for a new house. All right, let's see if Luis is with us. Luis, is your microphone working? Are you there with us? Luis Eduardo Gutierrez Cortez.
Yes, teacher, ¿me escucha?
Yes, we can. Number 2, Luis. Go ahead, Luis.
Teacher, ¿la puedo
Yes.
We
decir?
are
Well,
currently looking for a new house.
all right. So we're gonna start with are.
Ah,
Are. Again.
la de Are you going to the game?
Are you going to the game? All right. Careful with the numbers. All right. Let's continue with Hugo. Number 3.
Yes. Uh, I am doing
Mm-hmm.
uh, my homework at the moment.
Good. Phrases like at the moment, nowadays, these days, lately usually go to the end of our sentences. All right. Andrea Michelle, number 4.
I am.
All right. It's a question. So
Oh,
am, and it's he. So it's
okay. Is is he
the guitar
That's the verb. Is
playing?
he?
Is he the playing guitar now?
All right, remember structure. Your verb to be, then your subject, your ing, and then your context. Is he playing the guitar now? Repeat.
Is he playing the guitar now?
Good. All right, let's continue with Josue, number 5.
Hello, teacher. They are watching television, so it is raining.
All right, actually, the other way around. It is raining. This is the truth. So they are watching television. One leads to the other. All right, practice with me. It is raining.
Pardon, teacher.
Again, it is raining. Está
Oh,
lloviendo.
mhm.
Entonces, it is raining. Repeat.
It is raining,
So
so
they
they are
uh-huh, watching television.
watching television.
Full
Yes.
sentence.
Sería it. They.
It is raining.
Ah, se me olvidó, se me olvidó, teacher, otra vez, otra vez.
It is raining.
It is raining,
Uh-huh.
so uh, watching television.
Who?
Who?
Yeah, they are watching television. One more time. It
Okay,
is raining,
okay.
so they are watching television.
It is raining, so watching go television.
All right? You're not processing it, you're just repeating. All right? It is raining, so they are watching television. Repeat.
¿Cómo? Es que se está cortando, Doc.
It is raining,
It is raining,
so they are watching television.
so they. Después que Doc,
What goes with they?
they are
What's the verb?
watching television.
There you go. All right? Jimena, let's jump over and let's do some more. All right? I'm going to grab some mixed ones. All right, let's go for some continuous ones with ing. All right, Jimena, Peña.
She is going home now.
Excellent. She's going home now. All right, let's continue with. I have a nice long list here. After Jimena comes Nathalie Jimenez. Are you there with us, Jimenez Tercero?
Yes.
All right, number 2.
Hi.
Again? Kind of lost you there. Or maybe her microphone cut out. So it is, I am reading a great book. Right? Let's continue with Juan Jose. Number 3.
Okay. Um, she's she's not washing her hair.
Good. All right. Let's continue with Judith. Number 4. Judith Naomi.
The cat chases mice.
All right. But remember, this is question. So, is the cat chasing mice? Repeat.
Yes, is the cat chases mice.
Chasing mice. All right. Let's continue with Kelly, I believe. Also a question.
Is she crying?
I hope she's not. Good. All right. Let's keep going. After Kelly, we have Maria Fonseca. Number
He is
6.
not studying Latin.
He is not studying Latin. All right, after Fonseca, let's go to Maria Jose Curin or Queen Fierro. Are you there with us, Maria Jose?
Yes.
Number 7, question form.
We are the driving to London.
We are driving to London if it's in positive, but it's a question. Are we driving to London? Repeat.
Are we driving to London?
Good. All right, let's go with Adriana Martinez.
Yes. Are they watching TV?
Yes, they are. All right. Melissa Eslava, number 9.
Where is she going now?
Good. When we see question words, we always start with question words. All right. Where, when, why, how many. Those are going to be our starters before the helping verbs. All right. Let's continue with Victor Axel, number 10.
I'm not leaving now.
All right. Daniela Munoz.
Yes, you are not running.
All right. You are not running. All right. And let's go with another Natalia Avila.
Where is he living?
Where? Why? Why is he leaving? All right. Let's go with Santiago, 13.
How uh, how am I traveling?
How am I traveling? Good job. All right. Let's go with Eduardo Pantoja, 14.
It's not raining.
It's not raining. Good. All right. Regina,
When we arriving?
when are?
When are arriving?
Don't forget your we. When are we arriving? One more time.
When are we arriving?
Good. Tanya, number 16.
are they staying?
Good. Right? Teresita, next one. And while Teresa figures out her microphone, Valeria, you're number 18. Jimena Barreda, you're 19. And Mejia Montiel, you're number 20. Teresita, what's number 17? Are you there with us? All right, maybe something's wrong with her microphone. All right, while we double check, let's continue. Valeria, number 18.
She is coming at 6.
All right. Jimena Barreda, number 19.
He is watching a film at the moment.
And Mejia, 20.
We are not sleeping.
All right. Not sure if Teresa's microphone is working, but guys, I hope you got the gist. All right. The goal is for you to be able to choose when is it appropriate to use in present simple as we did last time, or should we be using present continuous like we did today. Dive in, make sure you practice, make sure you take screenshots of your progress, and I'll see you next class when we start to combine. Because they're both present, so maybe one phrase will be present simple and the other phrase will be present continuous, and vice versa. See you next week. Keep practicing, and if you need help, do let me know.
Thank you.
Here.
Teacher, una
Yes.
pregunta.
Dime.
Para los trabajos realmente, ¿qué es lo que tenemos que hacer?
Realmente les repito
En
nuevamente.
sí.
Ok, recuerdan. Lo primero, asegúrate que tienes acceso a la plataforma. Cada vez
Sí.
que estás entrando en las actividades, estas, que son los bloques de cada unidad, traen adentro de ellos la presentación, el contenido de lo que estamos aprendiendo, actividades y algunas evaluaciones. Tú
Sí.
tienes que hacer tu actividad de reading, que es nuevamente un ejercicio de opciones múltiples. Hazlo, tomas evidencia.
Ok.
Porque todas esas actividades, como son parte de tu plataforma, esos bloques lo puedes hacer y repetir, porque es autoestudio. Entonces tú entras, haz tu actividad, tomas capturas y lo guardas en tu carpeta. Los compartí mi Classroom en caso que no tienen espacio en su propio correo, pero haz la carpeta online donde
Ujú.
puedes y subes tus capturas.
Ah, ok, ok.
Y asegúrate que están subiendo los documentos donde escriben y subiendo sus grabaciones donde están hablando, porque todo eso son parte de la práctica. Y pues muestras que sí realmente entienden cuando terminan las evaluaciones. Cada bloque, que es una unidad, puede tener un foro o un examen en los unidad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yo te voy diciendo cuál será. 1, 3 y 5 van a ser foros.
Ok,
2, 4 y 6 van a ser exámenes.
ok.
Entonces ahí se vas haciendo las actividades, guardando su evidencia y en este caso te vas a tocar hacer un examen. ¿Sale?
Ok, sure. Sí, vale. Gracias.
De nada. Como los puse en el grupo, cuando ya tienes tu carpeta, compartas tu carpeta conmigo y cada vez que terminas una unidad, mandas un correo, ya completé unidad 1, ya completé unidad 2, y así. Y yo los voy checando, si veo que van bien, pues nada que hacer. Si necesitan ayuda, te los voy comentando, ok, noté que estás fallando aquí, noté que estás fallando allá.
Vale. Las fechas de entrega.
Están en el calendario que los compartí. En este caso, el siguiente es en octubre. Si no me mal recuerdo, el 8 de octubre, que es el 9 de octubre, que es un martes.